From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your afternoon update.
American Door Company has been family-owned and operated for over 29 years, supplying Northern California with quality garage doors, garage door openers, and installed with the best service you'd expect from a locally owned company. We serve all of Northern California from Willows all the way to the Oregon state line. Give us a call today.
Well, another gorgeous day in store for us, but we're beginning to see some of the signs of change, and the coast is where we're going to see it first. What you'll notice when we look at Elk Country just north of Trinidad, you see some of these low clouds kind of hovering around the area. We do have just over those hills, we're beginning to see more and more of that marine layer get closer and closer to the coast. And I'll show you a little bit more closely and a better perspective of that when we take a look at Crescent City Harbor District. Now, this is, of course, north of what we were just looking at in Del Norte County, but you can see the low clouds and the visibility is beginning to drop. That's because we're seeing that cloud layer begin to move in from the west. But it's obviously a different story when you start heading inland, and not to mention the valley. Of course, you can see Lake Oroville, North Forebay. You still got the sunny skies out there and just a little bit of a light breeze, turning out to be an absolutely gorgeous Tuesday morning and afternoon. And we do look at Lassen Park as well. Even in the mountains, we're seeing plenty of sunshine. We're going to see some of the warmest temperatures we've seen in a while for many of the higher locations. So you can see another dry and warm day for most of us. Now, as I mentioned, along the coast, we're already beginning to see signs of the low clouds and that what we call stratus deck moving in from the west. But showers return Wednesday, significantly cooler by Thursday. And snow levels dropping down to as low as 2,500 feet, and now it's beginning to look maybe closer to 2,000 feet in some cases. So some cold air, some unseasonably cold air is moving into the region. All right, let's take a look at the winds because we saw a bit of the nuisance winds yesterday. Today, so far the winds haven't been that strong this morning, but going through the afternoon, they may begin to pick up a little bit, but still we'll just call it a little bit on the breezy side. Now, the winds subside again, but then as we go into your Wednesday, winds pick up again, especially off into the eastern mountains, but even the coast begin to see some of those gusty winds, and then it looks like they'll pick up even more going into Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday evening for the valley, where we can see gusts 20, close to 30 miles per hour. Now, that's going to be mainly for Wednesday. Now, as we go into Thursday, it becomes a little bit more of a broad brush, but still the wind's not completely dying down. We'll call it breezy, borderline windy, depending on where you are on Thursday. So again, just the kind of wrapping up the winds will just be kind of off and on over the next several days. Kind of like what we talk about sometimes with the rain, right? But we have that big ridge of high pressure in place, the sunny skies, beautiful weather today. But behind it is this. Behind that cold front, which is right here, that is what's heading our way. And that's when we start to see temperatures drop and, of course, the chance for showers and even thunderstorms. Tomorrow, the Storm Prediction Center has put one little area to the north and east out towards Modoc County and northern portions of Lassen County. The potential to see it maybe a chance for a few thunderstorms and maybe a better chance for the rest of us as we take you into Thursday. Now, one thing to remember is this is the lowest end of the category. And what this is essentially saying is we're not expecting any severe thunderstorms, but the ingredients are there for a few pop-up thunderstorms. Otherwise, it'll just be waiting those scattered showers, and not to mention snow in the higher elevations. So let's take a look at Futurecast. For the rest of the day today, what we're seeing is, again, the clouds developing along the coast here, even working its way into some of those inland valleys as well. But we're also seeing a lot of those puffy cumulus clouds developing in the mountains through the rest of the afternoon today as well. Maybe even a pop-up shower for parts of north central Siskiyou County, and that'll continue into the evening hours tonight. But then as we go into tomorrow morning, we're starting off fairly dry. Still some clouds along the coast, a little bit of cloud cover kind of left over from some of those showers from later on this afternoon and evening to the north, but a dry start for the most part. Maybe some drizzle along the coast. Here's that cold front. Now, we're getting the tail end of the cold front. Now, typically when you get the tail end of it, it's not as strong and it tends to break apart when it moves over the mountains. And that's certainly, you can see what's happening here, maybe some heavier activity towards central Siskiyou County. But it looks like it kind of establishes itself, gets a little bit stronger as we go into Wednesday afternoon. We could see some showers developing in the valley, and not entirely out of the question for an isolated thunderstorm even for parts of the valley as well. But look at Corning, Chico, Willows, Oroville, all looking at mainly dry conditions. So as you head southward, the chances for showers do diminish in the valley. But we are looking at the potential here as we go into tomorrow afternoon, especially to the north and east of the valley. As we go into 6 p.m. tomorrow, there again, you can see the heaviest activities in the north and east. This is why the Storm Prediction Center has put this area with the best potential to maybe see some thunderstorms. Otherwise, you're seeing some rain, which could get heavy at times. But also, one of the things I want you to take note is the fact that it's mainly in the form of rain here. You have to go above 6,000 feet before you start seeing snow. So that's essentially what we're dealing with here on Wednesday, as the bulk of the activity will be late in the day and in the evening and overnight hours, and will be mainly to the north and east. But the valley could pick up on some of that as we go into the mid to late afternoon hours tomorrow. Then we go into tomorrow night. That's beginning to move itself off to the east, but we're beginning to see more snow on the map. Why? Well, because the cooler air is finally starting to move in. So here you can see this is a cold and unstable air mass right here. This is what's going to be filtering in Northern California through the day on Thursday. So as it does that, number one, temperatures drop, and number two, snow levels drop as a result as well, between 2,000 and 3,000 feet. Could Hayfork, Weaverville maybe see some snowflakes? Not out of the question. Maybe a bit of a mix, maybe even a light dusting of snow for places like Hayfork and Weaverville as well, which could mean the potential for some slight delays as we head on to Highway 299 west of I-5, because we could be looking at snow on places like Buckhorn Summit, Oregon Mountain, and not to mention Berry Summit as well. But you can see it's going to be not a lot, and it's not going to be terribly heavy, so it shouldn't create major delays, but there might be some minor delays due to some of that snow. Meanwhile, we're seeing thunderstorms along the coast and some showers just beginning to develop Thursday morning for the valley. Now, we go through the noon hour, not a lot of activity in the valley, but we could already be looking at a few showers there. More thunderstorms still, mainly along the coast here. Then you can see as we go into 5 p.m., there's that chance for showers, maybe some thunderstorms here for the valley, and there's that snow down between 2,000 and 3,000 feet. But again, to give you an idea, it's not significant when it comes to the amount of snow, even at the lower elevations. Now, if you look at this, and this is just kind of an overall general broad sense, for the most part, most of the mountain communities will probably see less than an inch of snow, despite the fact that it could be snowing all day on Thursday for many areas off and on. I mean, you can see even Chester at 4,500 feet, most likely less than an inch. Now, that all being said, some of the higher mountain communities like Chester, like Alturas, maybe even Mount Shasta City could pick up maybe about an inch or two, but that's really going to be the extent of it. So you can kind of get the idea. I mean, even when we look at the highest of elevations, I mean, we're barely getting into that foot range as we head into the Trinity Alps. I mean, look at to the east, out towards Lassen Peak and some of the higher elevations to the east, and you're not even getting up to that foot mark. So this is a fairly moisture-starved system coming in tomorrow and Thursday, so it's not going to produce a ton of rain or snow for that matter, but it will have minor impacts when it comes to travel. All right, so let's take a look at that colder air. See the warmer air that's over us now, that's moving out. The colder air is what's cooling down, and this is where temperatures are dropping significantly from close to 80 in the valley to mid-50s. As we go into your Thursday and even Friday, that colder air will be in place. But then by Saturday, Sunday, another pocket of cooler air kind of breaks off and comes down, not as cold, but still keeping our temperatures below normal before we start to see that warmer air begin to move in going into Monday, Tuesday of next week. So kind of a roller coaster ride with these temperatures, but it looks like we're going to be looking at those colder temperatures sticking around for a while. There you can see a heavier precipitation off to the north and east, not quite as much for the valley westward. That's actually opposite of what we typically see. Usually it's less rain here and more rain here, but it's the exact opposite. So it should be interesting to see what pans out with that. By the way, that's through Monday. So again, it's just not going to be a lot of rainfall. So there you can see temperatures. Yeah, I think some of us could see 80 degrees in the valley, but we'll call it upper 70s for most spots here for today. Temperatures, even in the mountains, low to mid 70s for your highs. Gorgeous day. Temperatures in the low to even mid 60s out along the coast. So let's take a look at your 7-day outlook. We're going to start off with the valley here. And there you can see, of course, the warm temperatures today. Slight chance for showers. I think especially Red Bluff northward has the best chance to see some showers on your Wednesday afternoon. Chico, very good chance it'll be dry. Better chances for scattered showers and thunderstorms on Thursday for everyone in the valley, and then off and on chances for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, drying out entirely by Monday of next week. Your coast forecast, again, just a slight chance for showers tomorrow, even for Weaverville. Better chances coming in on Thursday. Snow levels, I've got you down to about 2,500 feet. It could drop down lower than that at some point in time during that time frame on Thursday and Friday. There's your Siskiyou County, Modoc County, and your Eastern Mountains neighborhood forecast for the next 7 days. Of course, off and on chances for rain through the weekend. Snow levels eventually climbing back up to 3,000 to 4,000 feet by Saturday and Sunday.